You're listening to Bad Deals Only.
So we're gonna hop into it here. Nick wanted to hit it off. It's a week before the 25th of December. Some people call it Christmas, and I think Hanukkah's well underway.
Yep.
The holidays, etc. Wanted to hit a few current events things on our second episode of Bad Deals Only, where ironically we're not just only going to talk about bad deals, but there always will be some hits.
Even in a good deal, there's some bad moments.
Like what's literally happening right now in my life constantly. Did you see the 8-page repair list yet today? No, I don't think you're on that email.
I'm not on that, but I mean, I've been handed over. I am, anyone who knows me, like, I can learn skills, but I do not have a natural skill set to fix things. And people send me over 35-page inspection reports, and I don't know what you want me to do with this.
Yeah.
Do you want this fixed? Is this for my knowledge? Is this just to reiterate the fact that I know nothing about construction here?
I think everyone thinks I'm going to terminate the deal and then have to put like a 17-page disclosure in the MLS since they sent it to me. I'm not really sure what the point is, but we definitely... let's agree there's a lot of negotiations happening from inspections. Yeah?
Yeah.
I think we talked about that last
might
time,
have
too.
had, and hopefully this won't take you off topic, but I might have had the most logical negotiation today for inspection.
Really?
Full disclosure, a buddy of mine, so he's speaking to me candidly, he's like, hey, Nick, we did the inspection, and, it's around $8,000 of repair, so I rounded it down to $7,000, and, not buying a new construction house, so I figured we'd just split it with the seller and try to get a $3,500 credit. And I said, wow, that was extremely well thought out and logical.
And then the seller said, we'll give you $500.
That's what we have not heard back yet, but at least I always tell people, I go, we can't just throw a number out. We need to toss some strategy behind it so they understand that we just didn't pull this out of thin air.
Unfortunately, I would still advise to ask for $10,000 because the amount of reluctancy that happens in that quick credit ask, I feel like, you know what it is? It's always the realtor, by the way. Shame on.
Well, they think that they're doing their job by stopping the negotiation or saying no, and it's like, well, that's not how we're supposed to get there, because the way I try to bifurcate problems is this a Seth,
what a word?
Is this a Seth Williams problem or is this a house problem?
Yeah.
So it's like if it's a your problem because you're like, you know what, I want blinds because I sleep late because I work a night shift, and you want to get
and the
something.
seller doesn't have blinds.
Get something specific towards you. Yeah, like, don't bring that up. But if it's something every single buyer, majority of the ones that are going to come through the house, are going to ask for, just fix it.
Yeah, sure.
The next couple's going to have the same thing.
Yeah. So, by the way, this is obviously not a current event, but now we're talking about it kind of into like the market, I guess, update, what's going on in the market anyway. But we'll come back to current events in December here in a second because I like this conversation. The amount of realtors that are throwing on their Superman cape and trying to stop the repair negotiation versus we had a meeting yesterday in the office. I said, it's so much easier to just provide the seller with the facts. If they need or want your opinion, provide it. If they need or want quotes, let's get them done. But gone are the days of, at least in a cooler market, where in these negotiations, should we be trying to block, intercept, or it just has to be the seller's decision.
Well, I think, obviously you want to add value. We're in this current market where there's a lot of licensed realtors out there. I think there's a huge disparity between the fly-by-night agents and the really skilled, market knowledge people who can truly negotiate. So you have to make yourself look a little bit different. However, you have some clients who, especially in our market, are selling an expensive asset. They're probably intelligent people, can make decisions, and you don't know everything that's going through their head. So it's give them the education of here's where we're at, here's what the market's doing, and you don't know their mortgage payment, you don't know their full financials, you don't know all this stuff. Then they can come to you, ask them questions for the detailed, evaluation of the current situation, maybe even your opinion. Probably if they trust you, and then you make a uniform decision. But what happens is if that first person claps back, now we get this rub because I get to see the relationship. So it goes from like, hey, we feel good to I hate these sellers, or these sellers are really difficult. And if anything happens, because we're day 1 of 30, day 1 of 60, it now is going to just keep going down.
That's so true. That's so true. All right, so just we're going to flip-flop back and forth these two things here, right? So just from a current event standpoint, how many holiday parties are you attending?
So we had our my law firm is 10 years old, so we had our employee party last night.
Congratulations!
Thank you. Bring a spouse. So we had
nice.
like a wedding basically last night.
I think I heard about this
at a restaurant. It was great. And it was asked of me from another attorney, like, Nick, are you going to this holiday party? This holiday party? And really, what I came up with is I'll go to like one or two in the whole season, and I'm not trying to pick or choose my favorites, but really what it comes down to is these are such saturated events. You don't really get time with the person who invited you or that referral partner.
Yep.
So I'd much rather say, hey, enjoy your time, have a great time. If I do go, it's a quick in and out. It's a just a support, and then I try to grab a coffee in the new year because the holiday parties are stressful in general. So I'm not a
hack.
I've reverted away from the holiday party.
This is the best. Somehow, Nick, you just sent me an email.
Well,
isn't that great?
That's how efficient Touchstone is.
Yeah, you guys are just really killing it.
You're welcome.
Hopefully, I can send you one back.
Now we know the company is both working.
Test. No pressure, right? No pressure. Kelly, I'm watching you. So, listen, that is like holiday hack 101 because just this week alone, invited to 6 holiday parties.
I'm already getting stressful. You just telling me that.
I attended 0.
Yeah, no.
We're having our employee only holiday party Friday.
Perfect.
Also plus ones.
Yeah,
spouses parties.
Well, in our industry, it's nice for the spouse to kind of see what really goes on because everyone's just like, what are you doing? You're busy. You got deals. Like, what's really going on? And then when you see like you have a crazy whiteboard, you have you have all this data for sales, like how many calls people made, how many emails. Like, if your spouse comes in like, wait, you made 450 calls last week? Like, oh, I guess you were busy. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So we've always done. We've been trying to do a bunch of events. I know you guys do a couple of events a year, too, right? So, by the way, completely fun fact and interesting observation about appreciation events, which we all try and do some version of like client parties.
Sure.
Right?
Are you talking client or referral partners or both?
Yes.
Because we don't bring as many clients
in. Sure. So, well, anyway, I don't know if you guys do this, but we definitely were doing it. We were always referring it to as like the client appreciation event.
Sure.
Come do this, come do that.
I think you need it to not come across as self-serving, which a lot of our stuff does.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it really has to come like, hey, we're doing this. Come on by if you want. It's a lot of people like you. Or you try to it's great if you know what industries people are in. You can be like, hey, I want to introduce you to some people that I think we'd benefit from.
Even a gift card.
Okay, great example. Like even a very, very good explanation. I still don't know if I'm like jumping out of my pants to get to that event. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
Quick pivot we pulled this year. The reference summer party.
We've already announced it, or you had it in 25.
We just called it the summer party.
Sure. I think that's way better.
Like 2 weeks after 4th of July, middle of the summer. Had it at a yacht club.
I'm going to ask you, other than the summer party, because it sounds like this was well organized. What do you think your RSVP to actual attendance ratio? Because I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'll go on a tad of a rant here.
RSVP rant?
Why do you need to RSVP? They think it's like a life, chalk one up for you. Like, just, you can say no. Like, they know they're not coming.
So your question is, what's the ratio of RSVP?
If 100 people RSVP, how many people are showing up to that event?
Yeah, I don't know, 60.
Yes, I think it might be 50. It might be 45.
Might be 45. Yeah, you're probably right. The now Nick's fucking with the lights. Producer Nick. Sorry, of course.
In secret.
I like it. All right, so not a secret anymore. Well, cat's out of the bag. I don't know. I think everyone wants to be included, right? And it's tough to RSVP no. So I guess even a couple of these events this week, some I just didn't answer, but there was a couple that a month ago I definitely RSVP'd, but then the calendar gets jammed.
That's what I'm saying.
And I feel like, obviously I'm not RSVPing.
The tough, it's only happened to me probably once. I've been lucky, but I've seen it. It's happened to you. Attending the event, they have a formal check-in with name tags, but you don't have one.
It was, I think, one of your events.
It was
recently,
my event. That's why.
Yeah, well, if
Technically,
anyone
it was
found their way to that room, then
technically
that was the test.
That was a choose your own adventure to try to get to the room.
You know, it's funny. I waited in some medical conference line for I don't know whatever else that line was for.
The worst
And then
part.
I became, if you remember, I became
Yes, another identity.
Yeah,
Yes.
Matt Newton or something. Because I couldn't find my wallet. It was a secure building in Boston. And so I just went up and I said, oh, here it is, Matt Newton. Thank you. How do I go upstairs?
That was a tough one because we co-sponsored. I guess I didn't have a ton of involvement of where it was, but holy crap, that was tough to get to.
At least the content was exhilarating stuff, you know.
If anyone wants to hear about the new tax laws, Seth and I know a bunch about.
You know, it sounded really good, and then I didn't realize the whole thing was going to be in Swahili. I mean, it was a tough.
That was
a tax professional to tax professional.
Correct.
Talk.
No one else needed to be there. Yeah, and, that's like medical, like doctors talking about
100%
about how to do surgery and different options.
Yeah,
it was out there, but. What I'll say though is
this podcast is about nothing.
But I'll say that whole thing of going to an event, to party or whatever, where they make it so formal that you feel out of place if you didn't RSVP or don't have a name tag. Yeah. Those are tough because there's a few holiday parties that I go to. I'm like, oh man, everyone's got the name tag on and where you're from. And
that's tough. That's tough. So I like your POV. It should be a pop in, pop out. No one can say you weren't there. 10 minutes of your time. Maybe next year I'll rewatch this episode and remember that because it's tough to just not go because eventually they're just gonna stop inviting you. You know what I mean? And they'll remember that stuff.
So I will say if you want to double down on the hack, I always text a person, hey, got your message. Don't think I can come. If I can, I'll text you that day. Have a blast with the party. Then the next day I'll be like, hey, sorry I missed it, but hope the event went great. So I tried to just 2 text messages.
You have done that to me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
This is good. This is a really, really good tip. I really like this.
Yeah, I think like you said, you want to be invited, you want to be respectful. But also when we throw events, if someone says hey man, hope it goes well, I can't make it, I don't take it personal. I'm not I can't believe they're not here. True. It must be at some other law office just giving all their business to them.
RSVP, no show. Yeah. we hate you forever. All right, a second holiday current events related question. Who's going to actually work next week, you think?
So my lovely assistant Kristen just goes, are you really going to do these condo docs on Christmas Eve? And I said, yes. I go, that will be a day where I'll have 4 free hours in the morning. No one really asked me any questions. I already have my plans. I have the docs all kind of mapped out. I will tighten them up and have them ready to go by 2:00 on Christmas Eve. I will go pick up the food I have for the family coming over after that.
What are you getting?
This place in Braintree does a great some Italian stuff, and
what is it called?
Fasano's.
Oh, not familiar.
It's pretty good, but they make it. You have a time slot. You go pick it up, bring it home.
Nice.
It's relatively hot. You just pop it in the oven for
relatively
a little bit.
hot. I like relatively hot food.
Well, it comes that way. Then you just heat it up, but it's not frozen where you have to
We're gonna stick with the Chinese mantra on Christmas Eve ourselves.
So going back. Italian heritage. We've always done Italian food. 7 Fishes, not my thing.
Oh my god, the fishes, dude!
Not my thing, but it was a road we went down for my whole childhood.
Nate, who was just here, his wife is Italian, and I always joke. I'm like, hey, dude, you guys want to come over for dinner? He's like, dude, we can't. We're doing the fish, and I'm like, how many fishes tonight? They're always cooking the fishes, dude.
It's a lot.
But continue.
But I'm a Chinese. So the Italian is stuck with Christmas Eve, but if I'm going Chinese, I'm New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
However,
we're gonna do it both.
However, my favorite Chinese place, I walked in, they had strict rules for ordering.
Oh yeah, you
no modification, and I'm like, but I'm like, can I get my normal food? And he's like, technically no, because I modified 2 things.
For you, Nick.
I think if I go in and they know
big time the Chinese food guy on New Year's.
If I go in and I big time, I'm like, hey, you see me on a regular Tuesday, you better make my regular food. I think he will honor it. But if I just call in, I think I'm getting a not happening.
Yeah, you're probably right. We're like an every 10 days Chinese food family, so it's really good for you. Tons of rich vitamins.
Everything is, it's in moderation. It's all in moderation. So I think you can have it. Just don't go. Fun. I love Peking ravioli. Fun fact: where was that invented?
Probably Massachusetts.
Cambridge, Massachusetts. I think it's Joyce Chen, and she named them the Peking ravioli because she wanted to have it be more approachable to Italian Americans.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What's funny is all of that could be complete bullshit, and I would believe you.
So I have this thing where like I hate when people ask you a question and then they like you don't know the answer and they just go, okay, I guess we both don't know the answer. It's at your fingertips now, everyone. Look it up. So
I mean,
so I go.
You ChatGPT'd it?
Nope. Went to Google.
You Google.
Went to Google.
You're still a Googler.
Yes, I have not fell into the ChatGPT thing yet. I'm still a Google guy, who probably owns ChatGPT, but they will soon. But I had to look it up. So I'm like, why do they call it a Peking ravioli? And
Joyce.
Yeah, she
Shout out Joyce.
opened her first restaurant. And I think it was late 50s.
I do love a Peking Rav.
It's delicious.
Just another. It's so good. This is about real estate, I promise. Just a random Chinese food rant and picking up food in general. I don't know about you, but as a kid, I would always we would order takeout like once a week, right? It was usually just like
Chinese or any takeout?
No, just any takeout. Okay. So it was like pizza night, we Chinese once a month or whatever. And without fail, I would always razz my dad. Like, Dad, why can't we just get it delivered?
I like to pick up too.
Okay. So probably 5-6 years ago, I think this is even before we had kids. We had our niece over and we would babysit her, stay over,
practice.
Probably 5, 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
And she loves Chinese food. So, I don't know what her and my wife are I don't know, playing Barbie or something. And we don't have kids yet. It's weird for me. I don't know what's going on. And so I was like, okay, I'll just go pick up the food. It's fine. I'll give me 30 minutes out of Barbie Land for a minute. And of course I did what most people should do. If you're not doing it, this is an incredible life hack. I'm sure you're doing it. I just went to the bar. I had shout out to the Chinese food place in Winthrop Center, Hong Kong. Must have the coldest freaking Miller Lite of all time. I don't know what they're doing with their freezer. It's like Antarctica. But I had an ice cold Miller Lite, and about halfway through that beer, it dawned on me. Dad was just at the bar sucking down a beer because he couldn't possibly stand to be home with us for another 30
I think a lot of the
minutes.
takeout we have did not have beer, but I go to Mr. Chen's in East Milton Square and I order it, and then I move 6 feet to my right.
Have a quick drink.
I have a Sapporo and or vodka soda with a lime, and
the food's better.
The food, but then you get it when it's ready. They come, bring it, put it right
at the
on
bar.
the seat next to me. I finish my drink and I go. So it's perfect timing.
It's really it hit me like a ton of bricks. Wow, Dad, that was the answer. He just couldn't have said anything.
And
we'd always just say the food's not as good.
And we don't have to keep going down this road, but I just assume that my delivery driver is just going in circles, taking his time, getting lost, potentially eating the food on the way.
Maybe.
I need control. I can't have it just be going with some random individual.
There was a guy. We actually changed Chinese food places for this reason. He would always come to my house. He also wanted me to sell his house once. And so every time he would come, we'd be like, what's going on with the markets? And I'd be at the door, dude. I'd be at the door.
I want to eat what's in your right hand right now.
16 degrees out, buddy. Can we just call it a day? So I told Jen, I was like, I can't go to the door anymore and talk to
It's a smart move.
Brutal. All right. So moving on from current events, I want to hit on the market just a little bit. I know that we were already kind of flip-flopping back and forth when it comes to some of the inspection law stuff.
Yep.
We ran into, so if you don't know, Massachusetts inspection law change went into effect middle of October. You got to get the required, you can no longer waive your home inspection, right? So two to three things interestingly came up. One of which I definitely don't know the answer, so I'm going to ask you live on the spot, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
The other one I find to be an interesting anecdote, which you and I have already talked about, but I think it's important you share your point of view. It's possible we also already talked about this last week, so I don't remember, but we're just going to do it again. We'll do it live. So we had two aggregate issues in the inspection contingency. So if you don't know what an aggregate is, it is when you write your inspection contingency, which you can no longer waive. So you say, putting my inspection in, it expires 24 hours after essentially the date you put in the inspection, or at end of the next business day, and you can pick on the forms that we use in buyer's sole discretion of a satisfactory inspection, or you could put an aggregate in and you can terminate. Right, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So
basically, taking away, so you're putting a dollar amount in, so people know you're not going to nickel and dime over small stuff.
yes, in theory, yeah.
That's how it's supposed to work.
Yep, that's how it's supposed to work. So the aggregate in both of these offers that our team wrote was $20,000, right? Which, like, listen, any 50, 60, 70-year-old house, the aggregate broaching $20,000 from a normal home inspection is actually pretty easy to do. Like, is
heating system, roof,
roof, siding, gutters. There's always electrical bullshit, right? So there's always some plumbing stuff. There's some code stuff. If you really, really wanted to push
to get to 20, you could.
100%. And also, fun fact: home inspectors are not giving people quotes.
Correct.
Right? They're not licensed professionals to give quotes. You can pay for estimators.
Always happens.
Right. So the irony of having the aggregate in both agents, we were the buyer's agent on both, both listing agents, separate houses, two separate agents, were like, hey, prove to us that the aggregate is broke here. Because we asked for a small credit on both transactions.
So quick question. So say you were asking for $5,000, you can give me the details.
So I got to tell you, one was $8,000, one was $4,000, or one was $5,000.
So we'll use the $5,000 one.
Yep.
So does that mean they wanted you to justify $25,000? Therefore, now you're only asking for $5,000, or what?
Yeah. So the aggregate, like, we read it out loud as a team yesterday. It basically says, unless the repairs are over X, and you want to terminate, that's what keeps their deposit safe.
Correct.
Okay.
What the listing agent isn't fully understanding or reading into is they are assuming that when you put an aggregate, you're taking on that regardless of any other negotiating tactic, that $20,000. But that's not the case.
That's correct.
The case is I can negotiate whenever I want. You have the right to say no. However, if we can justify over 20,000, I can walk away without justification, no problem whatsoever.
So both agents were like, prove to me the aggregate's broken, your deposit's at risk, So both agents were, again, I'm kind of like, I don't know what the word is, like exaggerating a little bit, but they both like kind of took a hard line on it, right? Like, hey, aggregate isn't broke here. You need to prove it. We don't have to do anything. Like, and both agents were like, hey, like, what do I do? And I was like, hey, first off, you have a full blown inspection contingency. I go, make sure they're okay with it, but you can send them the 3-page defect list, that cites I don't want. I don't want as a seller's agent.
But it's basically tear the house down and rebuild it.
100%. I don't want that as a seller's agent, like we were talking about earlier. And clearly, if they actually put that in front of the seller, they'd be like, dude, what are we really doing? And at the end of the day, you nailed it. Like, it's the only thing we're debating with this contingency here is my earnest money at risk or not? It's not like, how about we just rewind? Are we still trying to buy this house? Are you still trying to sell this house? That's really what's up for debate here. And we got our way in both of those transactions, which is nice. So, shout out to us, whatever. Both our buyers,
well done.
Both our, well done, guys. Both our buyers are happy there. But also, interestingly, two potentially unreasonable things were in both those offers. You ready for it? Because
in the offer at the onset or after the inspection?
At the onset.
Okay.
Which, by the way, the buyer's agent owns no liability of.
Correct. So
we wrote, in my opinion, from what I understand, potentially unreasonable things. Both offers were accepted. You try, right? So offer number one.
I'm going to tell you one that a broker buying a house that I got the other day, and I was like, I can't believe they put this in the offer.
So offer number one, offer wrote on 12/9.
Okay.
Accepted afternoon, evening with a couple of counters and quick tweaks.
Yeah.
On 12/10. Initials went to the offer 12/11.
Okay.
Okay. So fully bound, maybe then.
Yeah.
Deposit paid. Inspection contingency, inspect by 12/11. Okay.
So we didn't update that.
Correct. In the counter, which happens, right?
1,000,000%. There's a lot going on.
And therefore expires at 5 p.m. on 12/12.
Correct.
Which is Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we asked for our repairs Saturday morning. Okay. So we got the inspection done.
Sure, yeah.
Right. But, the whole timeline was a little compressed.
Yep.
Maybe some would say unreasonable. And, huge cop about how our inspection contingencies lapsed already, deposit at risk, aggregate, blah, 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 whatever. Here's the credit we're offering anyway. Because eventually we're like, go talk to your client and just let us know if they want to sell the house or not. I'm being harassed on my...
The intraweb?
That's correct. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Oh, please, God. What was I talking about?
Inspection date lapsing.
Yeah, so potentially unreasonable setup, right?
Yep.
And then they were like, hey, your inspection has lapsed. Wanted to pissing match for a while. We were like, please just go talk to your client. Let us know if they're going to give us this credit or not, which they did. And we were fine and we moved forward. But like push comes to shove. If push comes to shove, is that I would say that's kind of an unreasonable timeline that potentially was set forth.
So unreasonable timeline probably wouldn't be the method I would tell you to go. I'd say that we were negotiating in good faith. The sellers were completely aware of when the inspection was happening, and 24 hours to respond after inspection is a reasonable time frame.
Yeah. So the whole thing was interesting. I wasn't worried about it. But
unfortunately, people forget. Like I have agents who go, well, we didn't sign the P&S on time, and I go, well, it was because you refused to sign the P&S. You can't be unreasonable, have a time lapse, and then claim that someone defaulted. People forget, like especially here in Massachusetts, like you do not have to write it into contracts, a inherent obligation of good faith and fair dealing. So like if you're not
can you expand on that a little bit?
Sure, so you have to be acting in good faith. So if you know you're doing something that is wrong, or I'm talking to you about this inspection, and then I just go, haha, you didn't get it to me in time. It's like, well, if that was your position, you should have told me that. Otherwise, our conversations were in bad faith. You were trying to do an aha to me the entire time. You were inducing me into thinking we were having productive conversations to get to a positive end result.
Right.
So if you said, remember, we need to come to a resolution by 5 p.m. tonight. If not, we're not moving forward. Or if not, this is going to happen. Or if not, then it's, okay, now we're on the same page.
Yeah. So the other one, we did something that I actually coached the agents to do, but then was soon after coached that you're not supposed to do this. So the other one, again, $20,000 aggregate, a little bit of a more normal time frame, right? Like pretty lax, 10 days, whatever. The heating system's super old at this property. I mean, it was like 30, 40 years old.
Yeah.
Clearly having some like plumbing leaks at the end of its life, right? We know an inspector's going to shred it. And so in effort to be significantly better in our offer, we did the aggregate. And we said, hey, the aggregate will
notwithstanding the heating system.
Yeah, it won't include it, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good idea at first. So I taught these guys like that. Hey, maybe like as a listing agent, I would like that because I know you have a high aggregate and you're saying we're not
public enemy number one's our heating system. Let's take that off the table.
You know what I mean? It just would make me feel a little bit better. I could sell a seller on that. Like, oh my God, the aggregate's irrelevant. The heating system's got to go
about this,
right? So that was kind of the intent of it. I taught them that. I concurrently submitted an offer with similar information. This is probably about 30, 60 days ago. And the listing agent, and you and I had this conversation, coached me that they would, even if they wanted to take my offer, which was moving to highest and best, it's not something they would be able to sign because I clearly indicated that we wouldn't be inspecting a part of the home, being the heating system. And so you're not allowed to add any language like that in there, and the liability goes on the seller's agent and the seller.
Correct.
So I thought that was an interesting take. I mean, obviously, just a good faith, we're not going to negotiate this.
We've talked about this a million times. It's such a brand new law that I think you could really sit down and have a moot court argument on both sides of it and have pretty strong positions.
Yeah.
So I think what you need to do in a situation like that is go, understandable, but here's the other thing that people forget when this law was written. Now she knows what you're talking about. It's like, good litigators will yell out something they know is going to be, a sustained objection just so everyone hears what they want to say.
Yeah.
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. How many times can we say that one? So
that's a good one. Yeah.
So like those are the scenarios. Now she knows what your intentions are. That's great.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. So we actually we do a team huddle here every Tuesday, a couple hours, talk about pipeline, all that type of stuff, but always trying to do some sort of deal doctoring, communication. And so we spent about 20 minutes talking specifically about this yesterday, what to do, what not to do.
Sure.
And the reality is
that's smart. No,
both of
most
these
teams aren't talking about that.
Both these offers were on, 7 to 10 day listings, single offer type scenarios at list price. And, both agents, I was like, listen, at the end of the day, you have to understand that there was no better offer. That's why they took your list priced offer
Sure.
or your 5K over offer. One property has significantly low, earnest money, purchase sales money. There's nothing else going on. These people are going to cave and give you the credit. You know what I mean?
Unless it's, so grossly wrong for what they want.
Yeah,
like
80 grand.
But it's that time
One
of
of
year.
my agents asked for $80,000 off on a $400,000 purchase. That didn't fly.
It didn't work out.
I go, hey, did you ever go to this house before? Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. So, all right, it's just a little bit more too about what's going on in the market. Obviously the Fed last week, I think it was last week, announced another 25 basis point. It's a 0.25%.
Correct.
No one really understands basis points either, but a 25 BIP rate cut. I like to redisclose for the 6,000th time that does not mean mortgage rates went down to 25 basis points or 0.25%.
Yeah, we really need a lender to come in and fully explain it. But my understanding is that is a rate for credit cards, home equity lines,
short-term loan policy.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then the mortgage go off of the 10-year Treasury. So
yes and no. You're directionally accurate.
And then
yeah.
what I heard, or what my understanding is the 10-year Treasury and the bond market go off of projections. So they're operating in November based off what they believe to happen in December. So by the time December comes, the rate's the rate.
Yeah. Yeah. So all of what you just said is very accurate. We also could have Shant on one time, and I'm sure he'd love our studio here. And
just someone knows what they're talking about. Just tell
confuse the
what's
shit
going
out
on.
of it. I've read a lot about this. So yeah, the Fed funds rate is the money that they lend banks on shorter term debt, right? So this is personal loans, this is auto loans, this is HELOCs, this is definitely credit cards, all this short term stuff. That rate came down, and therefore the bank's making more money. They could borrow it for less, yada yada, and so we're good. All those rates went down, so America got just a fraction bit cheaper, but not really. Very recently, mortgage rates, because there's a lot of predictions about what's the Fed gonna do, move following the 10-year. You're 100%. There's actually a lot of statistics out there about how much more on top of the 10-year Treasury mortgage rates run. So, I mean, the 10-year is probably what, like 3.9 right now. I don't even know.
I'm gonna throw out a Nickism fact here that could be totally wrong. But I think it's like 2.67% or something. They go up.
That you're probably pretty right now. The 10-year Treasury yield right now is let's see here. Of course, if I asked ChatGPT, it would tell me instantly. Right now it is 4.155. Oh wait, yeah, that's the 10-year. So
maybe it's not as much, because what rates at around like 6.25. So
historically, the spread, as Housing Wire would refer to as 170 basis points, right? So 1.75% on 4 means mortgage rates should actually be like 5.675, 5.75, 5.875, somewhere in that window if we were in a normal spread. Okay, we're not in a normal spread time. In fact, during COVID and the highest interest rate run up, the spread COVID they were much smaller,
making more
right?
money, yeah.
And it was over 325 basis points. So mortgage rates were at an 8 when the 10-year was at 4.5, almost hitting 5, because this spread was significantly up, right? The reason they do this is because essentially again, super above my head, but like the people who fund mortgages, the government and private investments, it's a 30-year investment.
Yeah.
Right.
The risk seemed worse at that point.
100%. So if I can put the money in the 10-year or in stocks and bonds or whatnot and make a better yield, that means no one wants to buy mortgage-backed securities. So they have to incentivize the investors behind all the big money.
You get so much more back.
100%. You just have to make more money on the spread. So that has really, really ballooned up. It's starting to come down. But if and when they ever get
Below 2 seems amazing.
Right. If we just got to 175, even 200 basis points, we would be in really, really good shape. So there's a lot of forecasts saying that spread's going to compress a little bit here. But yes, the Fed doing Fed rate policy is not mortgage rates. But hey, we're still at like a 3-year low of mortgage rates right now, which is great. And I am fully expecting this market to be super hot as we go into 2026. Inventory is getting gobbled up right now. There's less on the market. It's a weird time of year. Stuff comes off the market.
We had our biggest week of the year, the last week in November
for closings.
For closings, revenue, and then last week I think it was like 22 million closing cash purchases.
Wow,
just last week.
There's a lot of stats out there about the infusion of cash into Boston specifically, and how many purchases in different zip codes in Boston are cash. Almost all of the zip codes of Boston proper, outside of East Boston, are more than 50% cash purchases. And some go all the way up to like 68%. I think East Boston was like 38%.
I find it's which I mean, kind of makes
that's
sense.
Crazy.
Kind of makes sense. Sometimes doesn't, but like luxury, like the high end things over $2 million, like a lot of cash.
Yeah, I think once you sniff like 1.5, 1.6, you start to get heavy cash down, and then you end up. There's some sort of generational wealth. People pull it off their HELOC, another investment, and they move money around to buy it, and they always refi it after. Right, but the purchase itself becomes cash for sure.
Yeah, if you can make those dates tight, like you're talking about, like make that offer really advantageous, because a lot of those people are like, well, if this place is on the market for 2.5, I'm going to offer them 2.35 and give them all these crazy dates, and like sometimes they bite, and that's where you made your money.
100%. So I've also said 100% 1,000 times today already. So. So I think it was important, and I just had a stroke too, important to talk a little bit about the Fed rate policy. People continuously think it's mortgage rates. It's not, but it seems like there's some, economic relief hypothetically coming, and, mortgage applications up a ton. I think we're at...
People aren't as nervous as they were. People kind of understand. They know this is trending down. I used to have a lot of hesitation. When I talk to new buyers, well, I saw the pre-approval, you're all set. Well, we're going to talk to some other banks, see what we get for a rate. Yeah. Now people are really confident. Like, we're good with this rate. We're going to purchase with it. And, hopefully it comes down and we can refi in 26.
Yeah. I do think, too, that 2026, it just feels like the market's going to be a little bit better. I think there's a little bit of a stronger buying pool. There's so much more pent-up demand. And with interest rates being, lower they've been in a while, I think we're going to be in a really good space for a good market at 2026. So, all right, cool. Let's get into some bad deals. Can we do it?
Of course.
All right, cool. So you were I don't know, goading something up off camera. I got to hear it. I told one last time.
Well, I mean, I obviously I've been doing this for a long time, and I have a ton of bad deals, ton of crazy scenarios, things that happen from like just.
We're gonna get into all of them. Don't worry.
I know, just from an instance. So I would love to keep it where like, hey, what happened last week? Like current bad deals. But I got like a doozy.
You got a doozy?
I got a doozy one for you. So
it's okay, because I wrote down a couple too, so we can share a couple of them just for the sake of it.
Old school closings usually would be at the registry, and it was very much everyone's there. We do this key exchange.
We're talking like 10 years ago.
Yes, I used to hand record a deed. So, but like you had all the money.
Come back to the room.
You record it. Boom. You're all set. Hey, we're on record. Congratulations. It was all set.
Some of the keys.
Now, a lot of remote closing. So this is back in the day. So we have a closing with a one of the parties was a real estate professional, and they were buying a condo, couple, not married yet, maybe engaged, but definitely serious, moving towards marriage. I believe they are now married.
Is this a type of title tenancy issue?
No,
all right.
Not even close.
Oh,
not even close.
Okay.
So it was a cash deal.
Okay.
And now with DocuSign stuff.
Rarer back then, yeah?
Yeah, but with DocuSign stuff like now, like we could do this all remotely, but this is, we're going to meet at the registry so we can be all set to sign. So I have all the seller documents. I know
You're repping the buyer or the seller?
Repping the buyer. I know the listing agent well. I know the sales attorney well. The buyers come with the woman in the relationship's mother.
Okay.
To the closing. She is paying for the house.
Okay.
Extremely generous. Right?
Wow.
So we sit in the closing room.
What a gig.
We sign the closing docs. We are telling stories. We're talking about the neighbor. I live in South Boston. This was in South Boston. We're just talking about the restaurants and, dog parks and all the stuff you would talk about, right?
I think I have a hypothesis of what happened already.
Okay.
But I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil
So
it.
we are sitting there, and I get everything signed, and I call the office. Hey, is the wire in? No. The mom steps out. She calls her banker. I believe it was Morgan Stanley. Wire was sent. Yep, you'll get it. No problem. So now it's about 45 minutes, and the mom goes, you know what? Why don't we just go have some celebratory drinks? Go have some lunch. And I'm sure
Give us a call.
I'm sure Nick will get the wire in a little bit. We'll be on record. So like, hey guys, can't give you the keys right now, but like, go do your thing.
Yeah.
I'll be back at the office. We'll hang out. If this goes on record, I can just meet at the property. It's very close to my house.
Yeah.
All the good stuff. Now it's the registry stops taking documents at all different times.
3:30.
Suffolk County's like 4, but they really don't want to see it past like 4:05.
Okay.
So 4 o'clock comes and goes, and hey guys, still didn't get it. Probably hit overnight or tomorrow morning. No problem. Sounds good.
Those big financial companies can be definitely slow on getting the wire out.
It all depends. Some of them that have you have a real financial advisor that I'm talking with, they push them out quickly. If it's going through just your banking system, it goes a lot slower because there's all these checks and balances.
There's still a lot of plausible deniability, but where this wire is,
a lot can go on. A lot can go on.
Okay.
So, hey, no problem, Nick. Sounds good. Listing agent, no problem. No one's worried about this.
Yeah.
It's
House vacant. They already moved. Yeah.
Exactly. It's Thursday. We still got another day.
All right.
Friday morning.
No wire.
9 a.m., no wire. 10 a.m., no wire. Noon, no wire. Get a call at 2 o'clock from the gentleman buying.
The buyer.
Agent. Mom broke down and admitted she doesn't have the money in her account. She never had it.
Oh, my God.
They had celebratory drink. Wire never came. They lost their full deposit.
Dude.
The mom just kind of went on she was feeling so good that everyone was being so thankful towards her and stuff. She just
kept with it.
She went with the lie. Money never came. I sat with someone who's wire sent, no problem. They went and drank beers across the street.
Dude, I would have just copped a wire fraud or something. Be like, hey, I sent it.
There's a lot of things.
Some Nigerian prince hit me up in my email. I sent it. I don't know.
Finally broke down because now it's hey, we want a note from your financial advisor. We want this. We want that. It was a lot of this has to go somewhere. Now it's Friday at 2 o'clock. Just like you said. Did I give you the right instructions? So now we're resending the instructions. All of this stuff. So we had a full closing of where the person supposed to have the money had no money, and now you're at this point too, right? You can't go apply for a mortgage. There's not enough time. So it was bad. Yeah. I believe they ended up maybe settling on 50 or 70% of the deposit. It wasn't the full amount, but the listing agent
didn't backpedal and try and hey, give us 2 weeks. We'll get the money.
No, I think there was probably they might have punched in a little out of their weight class at the time on the property. Wow. So they definitely couldn't afford it. And it probably would have taken a little bit longer, but was
my jaw's on the floor.
That was
a good one.
A what happened? What's going on? But especially the Nigerian prince thing or something else was getting money from. I saw this woman. I said, I talked to her. I was this is what you are extremely generous. Dude. I can't believe. And she's going, yeah, it's just when you can give your kids look at the smile on her face. She bought into it.
That's tough.
She suggested celebratory drinks. That's you're another level.
I would have got it. I'd be celebratory. I'll meet you at the Applebee's in 10 minutes. I would have been in Canada, dude. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So that's one where it certainly never happened to me. Never heard anyone of that happening.
That would be a first. Yeah, that would be a first.
Just never had the money in her account.
Oh man, now it's my deal's so not impressive. I mean, wow, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's so crazy
because you can't even explain. Calling and be so here's that. People like that.
Let me just ask you this question, right? Let's say you're that buyer.
Sure.
You kind of got the vibe that maybe mom's got it or not.
It was
there's got to be some crumbs.
It was very clear. No one had that was when I got the call, everyone was devastated.
Did she get in a '94 Corolla?
No. She was always
this doesn't really track.
She was always put together. She was always in a right place. Looked good, acted the right way, talked well.
Wow.
There was no chink in her armor when I met her.
What was going to be your guess? You said you thought you had a guess.
I just thought the money didn't get there. Oh no, sorry. My guess was going to be because mom was buying it. Like something happened at the closing table
Where she's like, I'm not
and
buying it
she's
for
like,
you.
You know what? F you guys. This is crazy. Go find your own money.
That's kind of what happened. However,
That's worse, dude. That's like, mom, I'm never going to forgive you for this.
so
like,
I
that's
believe,
tough.
and I'm not going to spec. I believe that's his now mother-in-law.
Oh, it was his mother, like agent's mother-in-law?
No,
Or
it was the buyer who's an agent. I believe they got married, and now that woman is his mother-in-law. I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's like a funny joke now, or we don't talk about it. I'm not sure how I would play that out.
Dude, I would never let that joke die. I'd be like, hey, we'll be over for Thanksgiving. There's a turkey, right? Like, do you actually need me to bring it? Like, no, like for real. Like, is there food?
Can you send proof of turkey?
Proof of turkey, dude.
I thought
That's
you were gonna say, because you said it was in Southie. I thought you were gonna end. It was gonna end up being like she was like a Whitey Bulger.
All of
Dude,
these would have been better than what happened.
like proof of turkey, dude. You should tell him. You still talk to him?
Yeah.
You should tell him that joke.
Dude, that's like one of those, like, you know,
Dude,
you walk in.
I would never.
That was
let
one of those,
that-
like, you walk in on someone naked. You never talk about it. Like I've never brought it up. Like,
I think for you that's the right thing.
Yeah.
That's the right thing to do. If that's your family though, or like a friend, I'm bringing that up. That's the joke that lives on in infamy. Everyone's got one. Be like, hey, do you remember that one time?
dude, it was bonkers.
That's a good one. I have such a lame story now. All right, what are we at on time?
55 minutes.
All right, then I'm just going to skip the story, dude, and we're going to power through and kill this thing, right? Because you got to go in 5. All right, so Nick, we're going to finish up here with just a quick new segment, which we'll probably need a cool sound effect for: underrated or overrated.
Done. So
Wah, 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 wah.
you're asking me questions and I'm going to answer them?
That's it.
Okay, done.
Yeah, and as the example, I prepped Nick for this very, very slightly. He doesn't know the questions I'm going to ask. And you know, feel free to come up with some on your own, and we'll.
Okay.
And we'll. I mean, you can go on the spot. Most of mine are holiday related. Okay. Make sure I got them
I'm
here.
so opinionated. I'm gonna be like, and this is why it's underrated.
No, I think we should talk about it for as long as possible. So, as an example, you said, like, what do you mean, like Southie roof decks, underrated, overrated? That was your example you gave me. I said that's correct. You actually said they're overrated.
I think they're overrated because you think you're gonna live up there and be out there every night and grilling in February, and it just never happens.
I think I'm gonna. We can agree if I have to pick one, because we're not picking appropriately rated.
You're trying to pick a hard line here.
You got to pick a hard line. I would have. I think you sold me on overrated because no one's using them. I can agree with that. I do think buyers want them. You know what also is super overrated? Roof rights. Roof rights are the biggest hack.
When people go, I have the roof rights, and I go, well, you have to seven people have to tell you, and your neighbors and the zoning committee and all this stuff. Like
every time I sell a condo, I go, well, the condo docs are new. We might be able to get your roof rights. If you feel free to write it in, Nick. And they love it. And then they look at, oh man, it's really hard to build this deck.
It's a $300,000 roof deck that I'm not going to go on. Perfect.
I feel like, I mean, that's just a dirty little secret. Roof rights, super overrated. All right, into my holiday, underrated, overrated. You ready?
Okay, I'm gonna put a lot of effort into this.
We already talked about this a little bit. Holiday parties.
Not even close. They're so overrated. Not even close.
So we already hit on that a little bit. So not much context needed on holiday parties. No. I do think underrated the employee gathering appreciation or something where you're getting them together. We're I didn't say this earlier, but we nixed our full like Christmas party, holiday party, and with clients. No one wants to go to another party. I had that epiphany last year. We are just doing team dinner, private room in the city, awards.
Which I was just going to say, I think the pivot or the 2025 version is intimate dinner.
100%
is way cooler.
Yeah, so we're Davios, Vampire, got the whole group there.
Perfect.
The broker record for Reels coming up. We get Crystal Awards for your production.
I think you handled it.
Yeah, plus ones, because real estate does not happen without the partner. Thank you, honey, because I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it without you. She's called me 3 times in this podcast. Eek. All right, next one. Working Christmas week. Tough one.
I think it's underrated because I think if you can put a little bit of effort in Just like if you can work at 7 a.m. or do a couple hours on a Saturday, for people that are client facing and you need to be on the phone all day, a Tuesday of actual work, typing on the computer, getting things done, might be 45 minutes. So if you can put in 2 hours, on the 23rd and just get it done when, your family's all doing this other stuff, you then opened up more time in the future. Plus your clients are like, this person's a rock star. Like, look how much they're working for me. So
yeah, I think getting into work on Christmas week, listen, I think we go a little bit more flexible, so less in-office time, less physical presence maybe, because not a lot does happen on those days, but if you're on the computer, you're getting an edge over the competitors, no doubt.
I love finishing a project or something right before because being like, hey, we'll start this in January is never the best sentiment.
Yep. Yeah, start it now. Nobody else is.
Yep.
All right, cool. Traveling during the holidays.
Are you kidding me?
Overrated.
It's the worst thing of all time.
It is. We were going to go to Florida. Flights are bonkers.
So that's a great example because you're I'm not going to say you're Florida Seth, but you go to Florida often. So now the difference between like the experience when it's $100 a person versus $500 a person. You're like, I'm not getting anything different when I go down there.
We can get down there on a good day for like $500, $800 for the four of us.
Sure.
I mean, it's $4 or $5 grand right now.
That's to go to the same place is silly.
I agree. Yep. So someone rented our house, so we're not going.
But even better,
that's a good swing.
Great swing. Great swing.
So good Christmas at the Williams house this year. All right, last one, and feel free to drop one if you got it. Real Christmas trees.
So,
you're a real Christmas tree guy.
No, I think they are extremely overrated for multiple purposes. First and foremost, you'll get that one that you've been chasing that's perfectly cut, sized, shaped. Most of the time, that's not happening. Second, the cleanup of a real Christmas tree
unbelievable
is bonkers. And then if you have a pet or something, I've seen people's cats in the middle of the tree. I've seen dogs peeing on the tree. I think it's the bugs that are coming in your house. So I have the worst purchase of my life is my Christmas tree. I bought unexpectedly a commercial 15-foot Christmas tree.
Oh my God.
15 feet by 8 feet at the base. It is gigantic. My kids love it.
A fake tree.
Fake tree.
Dude, that thing was like $2,500. It was
times 4.
Dude, you are nuts.
Balsam Hill, top of the line Christmas tree.
We have a Balsam Hill too.
I love it when it's up. We need multiple people, ladders, crews. Getting it up and down is horrendous, but it's great for the kids. But real tree,
lifetime positive EV play there.
You're kind of being a hardo if you need a real tree.
All right, so I don't know.
Decorate the real tree outside your house and look at it.
That's fair. I was raised as a real tree guy.
I was too. I've changed,
and I really loved it.
I was also raised with a garage, but I'm not giving my garage out.
I love it. Fair. And I would be that. I was like the adult who kept doing real trees, and what a racket it is. I mean, the pine needles that go everywhere.
I'm trying to get it to your house.
Dude, impossible. I think I ruined my car, like scratching the shit out of it. And then I kept it up until February, dude, because I didn't want to take it out. Of course. The second I took that thing down the stairs, it all but spontaneously combusted. Not one pine needle was left on that thing. Dude, if anyone even sneezed by it, that thing would have incinerated my house.
I'm kind of happy you had that experience because, like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, it was very, very bad. So we're Balsam Hill family now.
I might start, having the Balsam Hill like fake Christmas tree, like big fake Christmas trees come out to be like, we're cutting down too many trees. This is like, like we need more oxygen. That whatever that fake hole in the ozone is getting bigger. We gotta shrink that thing.
What's the cost of a real Christmas tree? Our producer Nick, you're a real Christmas tree guy, probably.
No.
I remember.
You're probably like.
I remember buying a.
Are you Jewish?
No.
All right. I feel like I was really offended.
I remember buying a normal Christmas tree growing up. It was like $25. It was like a six foot Christmas tree.
Those are like.
I think $250, $300 now.
They're definitely over $100.
Yeah.
Really?
100%, dude.
I thought they were like $25.
No, man. I think they're like $160, $180.
Seth, what about the racket of driving somewhere, walking in the woods, cutting down your own tree,
you know
what?
Type
Grizzly Adams here? Just go buy one.
You know what type of long-term commitment you have to be to raise a Christmas tree farm? Like, how are those things growing in 1 year?
No, that's what I'm talking about. Like
These people are.
It is bonkers.
This is a really cash.
I think we're keeping Canada alive just by using real Christmas trees.
Wow.
I want a fake one in Boston Common. I'm gonna get Boston Hill to build that.
Halifax send it to us?
Yeah. I think back in the day we gave Nova Scotia something, so they give it to us.
So the fun fact, just like Joyce, thanks for the picking, Rav. I don't remember the specific event, but there was a giant explosion in Nova Scotia. And I'm pretty sure about this. I might be combining like 5 stories right now. And
I know we helped them with something.
We did. We sent up by train supplies, doctors, surgeons, and we like fixed all the people that were impacted by this giant catastrophe.
I think they should maybe give us more than just a Christmas tree.
For like I think 100 years, they're just here's a pretty sick tree, dude. We saved Nova Scotia.
I like the relationship. Our neighbors to the north are nice, but in a house, put a fake tree. It's okay.
Yeah, and then I mean the one thing you really miss is the smell. So you got to just
spray it.
No, there's a spray.
Yes.
So we just
Balsam Hill makes a spray.
Oh my god. I don't think that's the same effect here.
Dude,
but
Balsam Hill makes a spray.
That's you actually hang them all on like ornaments.
Yes. It's amazing.
Oh my god, we just did a candle, but we're ripping through Yankee candles this time of year. It's
local company, keep them going.
It's a lot. All right. I think with that, man, that's all we got. For
that was
today.
Awesome. That was awesome.
That's all we got for
the
today.
holiday edition.
If you like this podcast, share with a friend, subscribe. We're gonna keep doing this, talking about bad deals and all the other stuff. We're out.